The uterus is a hollow, thick-walled fibromuscular organ that lies in the lesser pelvic inside the pelvic region, and it is the part of the female reproductive system. If you look at the uterus, you can see that it's about 7 centimeter in height, and it's about 7 centimeter in height, 5 centimeter wide, and so 7 centimeter in height, 5 centimeter wide, and the thickness is about 2.5 centimeter. And the location of the uterus also differs because the location is different whenever the bladder is empty and whenever the bladder is full. And also in the case of pregnancy, the uterus projects into the the hypogastric region, so the region also changes. Now, the parts of the uterus are different. So we have the fundic region. This is the fundic region. Then we have the body. Then we have the isthmus, and then we have the cervix. So those are the parts of the uterus. So let us look at the attachment of the uterus at the lower region. At the lower region, there is an anterior attachment of so there's going to be a pubocervical ligament that's going to be right here. And then posteriorly, there's going to be attachment to the rectum. So we have the sorry, not the rectum, the sacral. So we have the uterosacral ligament. So remember, right angle. And then inferiorly, we have the relation of the pubovaginalis. So this is the pubovaginalis ligament. And then posteriorly, we have the recto, the ut, we have sorry, laterally we have the lateral cervical ligament, and then we have the puborectalis ligament, the puborectalis, and the pubovaginalis. Let us look at the relation. The fundic part of the uterus is related anteriorly with the bladder. As you can see, there's the bladder here, and then we can also see that there is the uterovesical pouch. So somewhere here is the uterovesical pouch, and then we can find the pubic bone, of course. And then posteriorly, we can find the rectum. This is the rectum right here. And there, after the rectum, you can find the pouch of Douglas. So pouch of Douglas is analogous to the rectovesicular pouch that is in males. And the pouch of Douglas is also known as the uterovesicular pouch that is found here. And there are the pouch loops of the intestinal tract here. Now, the other thing we can notice is that laterally we have the broad ligament and the uterine vessels. So laterally we have the broad ligament here, and then we have the uterine vessels, and we can find that the upper part of the uterine tubes, they open here. And inferiorly, there is the vagina, which is basically there's the cervix here, and then there's the vagina. Most commonly, we can say the uterus is in such a way that the cervix is forward, and while the inferior part, the cervix angles forward, and the body is flexed forward. So as you can see, it is V-shaped. And then when the bladder is empty, the entire uterus becomes directed forward. So it becomes like this when the bladder is distended. And with the fully distended bladder, the fundus may be directed backwards towards the sacrum. It also differs in the case of age. The supply is mostly done by the uterine artery. So if I'm going to just put the arterial supply right here. So the uteral artery, it's not really visible here, but it should be this one. Yeah, that's the uteral artery, I suppose. Arteries of the uterus. Yeah, the arteries of the uterus include the anterior division of the internal iliac arteries that provide the supply to the uterus. As you can see, the internal iliac artery right there. And the venous supply is, of course, the same. We have the venous drainage into the internal iliac vein by the uterine veins.